Good morning, good evening to you, good morning to you. Hey y'all. Yes, it's been a minute. How are you? Happy birthday, happy anniversary. It's now September 12th, 2024, and Greg Ledke, if you happen to be hearing this recording, happy birthday, buddy. It's your birthday today. Say hey to Greg Ledke for me. Remember me, Greg? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Storyteller Gone Rogue podcast, and of course your podcaster, Missye K. And for all intents and purposes, I should not be sounding this happy, but I kind of do, because I got a mixed bag, because I have not been updating in like forever and a half. I know. I keep saying that. But, life, it happens. Like Paul Watson closes out with, I'm going to be doing a live uploading stream, promise. He just had a baby. Okay, well, he didn't. His wife did. But they just had a baby, him and his woman. Congratulations, Paul. Lucky you. Welcome to parenthood. You're going to have fun, buddy. But, you're not getting that live stream uploaded anytime soon. Not when Junior's going through 40,000 diapers before he's 5 years old, all right? So, yeah, you're not getting to that anytime soon, and that's completely okay. But, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, how you been? It's Missye K. your wonderful Storyteller Gone Rogue podcaster. And as I said, again, it's been a minute. I've not been here to talk to you, but lots happened since we've last been together. Have we? Okay. Yes, I'm talking to myself again, and I'm podcasting. How you been? What? I know. Nope. He's just laying here, hanging out under the vehicle as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the groundskeeper Eric at this here hotel in which I'm still bunking out of, Red Roof Inn in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I hate this place, but all right, enough of that. I better be good. They could throw my ass out in a minute, and then I'm really a nomadic person, okay? So, yeah, let's catch up. Let's get a little housekeeping things out of the way first. No sponsors. No whatsoever. It's just me and a little girl coming at you on a phone out of a vehicle with a big old fat Russian blue cat at her feet. American short hair, Russian blue, named Oscar, and he's now snoozing at my feet. I'm gonna get a pic. I should get a snap, and I'm gonna show it to you. Let me pause this real quick, and I'm gonna upload. This is the picture. Okay, so I got a picture of my kitty cat. Four-legged critter, and you just heard the bell going off, and I'm going to use this as an upload for this episode's podcast. So let's get started, shall we? We shall. Where have I been? Okay, a few housekeeping things first. Like I said from the beginning, no sponsors, just like I said, just a gal out of her SUV. But I use a number of products, and as do you, I'm sure. One is called Foom. So if you guys want to kick that smoking habit, and whatever that smoking habit is, or make your smoking habit work concurrently, works for me, works for you, go to the Foom website. They've got some really good products over there that you can try. I personally have one, and you could, from the clicking, you can hear deet, 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 deet. Didn't mean to be a pain in the ass right there, but that's the gizmo you're going to see with the Foom. And I know I'm recording it audio, and I would have done it video, but that's going to bring up my next point. But that's actually the heart of this podcast. So, like I said, use your imagination when you see it. And go to the website, tryfoom.com. Try, F-U-M, like fumes. And it's like the little U with the two dots over it. That means when you have a vowel with the two dots over that thing, that means it's a long vowel sound, okay? Like you see an A with the two dots over it, you say it like way or bay or okay, all right? You see the letter O with the 2 dots over it. The same thing. It's O, like row, or hose, or post, or ghost. Okay? You see the 2 dots with over an I. Okay? It's just that, an I, like ice, or vice, or wise, or sky. But in this case, sky with the Y, not sky with an I, because sky with an I is now ski. But another topic for another time, of course, on the spelling lesson. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, it's called tryfoom.com. And believe it or not, there's a song, a Christmas song out there called Foom. And it goes foom, foom, foom. Not the one, I forgot how it goes, but it's not that one foom. It goes foom, foom, foom. Let's go back to my room. Boom, boom. No. You're going to end up with that song earworm all day, so I'll shut up. Anyway, and I'll get demonetized because I'm singing copyright, whatever the hell. You know what? YouTube, you need to eat a... Whoa. Anyway, tryfoom.com. Okay, so whatever y'all do, you do chaw, you do that habit, or you just can't keep your fingers still. These things, it's a magnetic little penny thingy that you can pull from. You're cleaning out your lungs. And if you feel like doing like one of those spinner, those things, those spinny fidget thing of things that kids were in school with. And if you can't keep your hands still or what have you, just feel like you gotta, instead of keep clicking a lighter, you can keep clicking this, like, back like again, it would sound, excuse me. And I'm old enough to remember when I was a kid, flick your Bic. And Bic, B-I-C, was lighters back in the day. So people would do that with their lighter, go up and down, up and down, up and down, and just, keeping their fingers moving. So some people, can you stop all that noise, please? Anyway, tryfoom.com. You know how those people, you got those people in your life. You know how you do. You know you do? Because I've got them. Okay, and if I've got them, you've got them. Tryfoom.com. No, I'm not paid for this ad spot. Yes, it's an ad spot, technically, but I used the damn thing anyway, and I got it from the gentleman that just had he and his woman just had their little baby. Aww. But anyway, PJW, thank you so much for this. And you know what? Go help out Paul Joseph with his little kid. Go to tryfoom.com/PJW, like Paul Joseph Watson. And you know what? This video ever gets to him, give it his little man. Yeah. Tryfoom.com/PJW, like poor Jehovah's Witnesses. No, it ain't good for nothing. Let me stop. Anyway, get your starter kit and you'll get a hell of a handsome deal. Okay, the cores in it, they're all, y'all, it's beautiful. And they've got 2 different types. They got a standard walnut and they got a standard dark one. And then they have the top of it where you put the core in the thing. They've got the standard stainless steel and in onyx black. I can't wait to get my black one. Oh my God. I can't wait to get my black one because budget's been tight and that's why I've been gone. I've been trying to look for work. So yeah. So anyway, check out foom.com/PJW. The man just had a baby with his woman and his little boy is so cute. Anyway, get your cores, get your foom. You'll love it. I'm telling y'all, you're gonna love it. Make your breath smell nice, make the people in your life a little bit happier, and you can do this in between doing whatever it is you do on that in order why you get your foom in the first place, right? Right. So get your foom and get your foom on. No, like I said, I am not paid one way or the other to get PJW for foom, but hey, yeah. And I trust that guy. Been listening to him for since 2015, actually. Now that memory serves. And yeah, it's pretty good shit. It's pretty good shit. So yeah, it gives me a lot of hope in the young people. Millennials, on the other hand, bringing back golf. Gen Z bringing back golf, and Gen Z looking to elect. Lots happened since we've last visited. Gen Z interested in Kamala. Oh dear God, I can't. No, y'all, when I'm making noises like that, I wish I was making sex noises, but no, y'all. If you've got anybody Gen Z in your life between the ages of 18 and 20, I don't know, because my son's like millennial / Gen Z, and oh my God, you can't tell them nothing. Oh, millennials, Gen X, hands in the air if you are just so sick of everything right now. Gen X, are you with me? Come on. We are the ones that drank out of the fire hose. When it was dripping, not when it was, water cannoning. We drank out of the hydrant. We drank out of the garden hose. We played outside, stepped in dog dinky, didn't wear bike helmets, didn't worry about crashing in the walls, and didn't do the stupid shit you saw Wile E. Coyote going through on the cartoons, because, we are not cartoons. And yet now, look at what happened. And you still got the stupidest people walking around on the planet. Okay, bike helmets. Kids are stupider than ever, though. All right? We didn't have a bike helmet, and we came out fine. Now the kids are wearing the bike helmets, and they're scared of their own friggin' shadows. No small thanks to that putz and that schmo, Al Gore, getting everybody to see climate change behind a bush. What the fuck went wrong? I'll tell you what went wrong. No daddies in the home to crap that ass when the kid was acting a fool. Okay? The bottom line is, don't, ladies and gentlemen, don't make me yell on this shit, but you know something? I'm done with these mollycoddled, whiny, nasty, grown up to be independent women who don't need no man. And then birth rates are at an all-time low, and guess what's at an all-time high? Purchases for dog strollers. I'm not making this up, ladies and gentle peoples. Go check out citizenfreepress.com. But on a much more nicer note, or rather a more negative note than a nicer note, things going on in New Jersey. In our What the Fuck segment right now, we will discuss how somebody in New Jersey decided while he was on Route 55 in the middle of rush hour, speeding at 70-something miles an hour, crashed into another car, killing the other car driver and the one who crashed into that car intentionally. Why? Doofus was committing suicide. I'm just... Ladies and gentlemen, I don't got no time for this. I really don't. Then, beautiful moment. This, I don't know, it happened fairly recently, but again, citizenfreepress.com, get you all your news there. I'll touch on Drudge in a minute, because if you're familiar with Matt Drudge, yeah, I'll touch on that in a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, there was an elderly woman, 82 years old, on a New Jersey bridge. I don't remember which is the name. I'll just say it because it did happen in Jersey. And it's one of those walkway bridges over a particular river in Jersey. And it happened that morning, she was standing on the other side of the bridge, over the river, looking to jump. Fortunately, several walkers by, and the front man to the band Bon Jovi, John Bon Jovi himself, saw the woman and helped her off the ledge, and got her over the other side. And cops weren't needed to be called. They showed up anyway, and there were 2 beat cops who showed up, but it was he and several other bystanders and a couple of pair of cops. You can see the video, and I'll put the video in the show notes. And he did a good deed. He did a good deed. Now, whatever your politics, okay, whatever they may be, it's always good to save another life. And that's exactly what happened here. Then I happened to see that on Live PD, on Patrol Live. I was going to say Live PD, On Patrol Live, on an episode of On Patrol Live, I think it happened sometime in 22. Some dude was ready to jump off a bridge, and 26 years old, former military, did his duty, did his tours. Thank you. Your friendly government tells you, we appreciate your service. Now go on out there and be the best damn citizen you can be then. Yeah. He's sitting on the fucking ledge of a bridge ready to end it all. Yeah, go out there and be the best damn citizen you can be. But the scene on that one where was another cop saw him doing what he was going to do, and the kid had his headphones on so he didn't hear somebody come up from behind him, and the cop approached him quietly and silently and just grabbed him by the back and wrestled him off the bridge and wrestled him down onto the ground. And yanked the headphones out of his ears and said, what are you doing? What were you getting ready to do? What the fuck are you getting ready to do? And I will tell you a personal story. Tearing up as I say this. Didn't expect the podcast to go this way today, but okay. That's it. Yeah. 10 years ago. In fact, 10 years ago this month, in fact, is point of fact. I was living in the same city I'm living in now, Harrisburg. I had another place. And this was 4 days after my birthday sister and my sister from another mister won the divine Miss Joan Rivers, God rest her soul. She left us September 8th of 2014, 10 years ago and 4 days. Funny enough, the same day that my nana left me. Now that I'm thinking about it. But okay, another topic, another time. And it was 3 weeks after Robin Williams. Yeah. So, exactly 3 weeks after Robin Williams' exit from this earth, I heard the news. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I was like, can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I was bombarded. You know how when you're playing in a snowball fight and you just pummel your opposing team, and that's to the point where you got, I mean, machine gunning, peppering, raining, storming, deluging. Okay? Snowballs on somebody. Well, I was deluged with a demonic attack, y'all. In between hearing the news relay on Coast to Coast of Joan Rivers' passing, I was sitting on my couch, and in and out, the radio sound kept fading in and out, because I don't know how many demons attacked me mentally. You suck. You're awful. You suck. You're a whore. You're a cunt. You're this. You're that. You name it. You're worthless. You're nothing. You're garbage. You're shit. You name it. Everything I've ever done wrong in life was pounding me like waves on a shore. You suck. You're a loser. You're nothing. You'll never count for nothing. God hates you. God doesn't love you. Your man doesn't love you. Look at what look at what you did to your kids. Look at what your daughter is not talking to you now. I mean, guys, I was slammed with every hateful thing demonically they could think of and make up. And what they couldn't think of anymore, they just straight lied and hit me with anyway. The radio kept playing My son and husband was sleeping upstairs. Fortunately, I did not. So I'm going to say this next. No, do not call protective services on me. I'm fine. But I will say this next. If you want to clearly skip ahead, fine. If you don't, feel free to listen. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm so glad I don't have a handgun here. I was going to do it. 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 But obviously I didn't. But I was going to do it. And I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't. But I got up and I paced. I had to. I had no choice. And the radio was still playing. And I got up and I just paced. And I just kept pacing back and forth and was just like, thank God I don't have one here. Thank God I don't have one here. And I just started remembering a little Bible story that my granny, God rest her soul, always let me go to sleep with because she knew I loved to read. And that story happened to be, of all things, Jonah and the whale. And I was like, now why the hell am I remembering this story now? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I go outside, this will make more sense. All of this shit will make more sense. And I'm still slammed, y'all. So I go outside, and I'm still thinking a way if I could just knock on doors and go find, you know what I mean? Go find what I was looking for. Because I held my hands open and I imagined a 6-shooter in them. And I made a left turn on the same sidewalk in front of the house. And I couldn't move anymore. Why? Standing right in my path was Archangel Michael. And in my mind's eye, I saw a gleaming belt buckle, like one of those standard, look like a watch buckle, like a standard belt buckle, but nothing fancy, nothing, no remnant, whatever. Gleaming gold buckle with gleaming bronze leather through it and whatever. And it was at my eye height. And I'm 5'8". Okay? So if I could see in my mind's eye, at my eye height, I saw Archangel Michael's gleaming belt buckle. And I'm like, uh-oh. Meanwhile, I'm like, I got tears streaming down my face. I'm like, uh-oh. And the second I said it, I heard above me, uh-oh is right. And I look up, and I'm looking 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 up, and I see, okay, this is very hard to describe, but I'm going to do my best. I still have tears in my eyes. I still have tears in my face. Archangel Michael, arms crossed, demanded, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he had that look where if you don't have an answer, you better gin one up quick because Yeah. He knew exactly. He and I both knew what he was there for. And he was waiting for me to say it. And I'm like, you were planning to do what? And he's looking, and he's patient, but at the same time, he's looking like, let's go. I don't have all night. I got stuff to do. And I'm like, I was going to do it. And literally I heard him say, and it is a fortunate thing for you, you don't have a handgun in this home. We need you where you are. You notice your demons are now gone? And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I didn't say a thing. I just was like, all I could do was nod. All I could just do was like the little kid, because when you're in front of any of God's, or source or great spirit or great father, whatever you label the creator of the cosmos, okay? When God sends one of his own, and one of God's own is expecting an answer from you, yeah, you better come up with an answer. Even if it's the most, yeah. Don't take your lives, people. Don't. I can't stress that enough. Please don't. One, you're going to have to explain why you did that. Two, you leave a jagged hole of who you were and are left for everybody else to figure out and piece together. Three, that is the most selfish, in a bad way, thing you can do. And I don't mean that to be hurtful. I mean that because when I read that, now that might be somebody else's particular perspective, but it's one that's never been considered. If you or know someone who's done that, did they not leave a jagged hole of unanswered questions? Sure. And you try to piece together the last hours, the last moments, the last days, da-da-da-da-da-da. You can't. You just can't. You just can't. And some of you might have had somebody had done that right in front of you. Right in front of you. I am so sorry you had to see that. I am so sorry you had to see that. But at the same time, if you're here hearing this, you're stronger. As am I. As am I. When you get rebuked by one of the archangels, you remember it. You remember it. No thoughts ever again came back of wanting to do that. To unalive myself, to end my own life, to self-delete. Okay? That's not on the table anymore. Nor should it be on your tables. So if some of you happen to be listening to this, feel like you're at the end of the rope, even if you're hearing this, please call me. Reach out to somebody. Unfortunately, that suicide hotline is forever got a busy signal. Okay? Call somebody. If you even want to reach out to this talk show host, call me. Okay? My phone number will be in the show notes. And no, I don't want any crank calls. I don't want any crank texts. I don't want any, hey, yeah, I'm thinking about that. And then suddenly you rip out with a bleh right on the phone. You know what? You're disgusting. Don't call me. Okay? If you don't bother with that garbage. It's not funny. It's not cute. We're not here for that. You know who you are. But for those of you, and I'm speaking to those of you who really are crying out for help, yeah, I've been there. I've thought about it multiple times. And you know something? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. And those who have done it all said the same thing. It's not worth it. So don't do it. Please don't do it. Okay? That's number one. Two, that is not. And a lot of people will say, yeah, but what if that's one of their... That very well could be. That could be the lesson learned. And the lesson learned is don't do it. Okay? The lesson learned is don't do it. That is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Remember that. A permanent solution to a temporary problem. Okay? Okay? Nothing in this world is that bad. You got to end it all over. Nothing. Nothing. I don't care about the her. I don't care about the him. I don't care about the kids. I don't care about the dog. You can get another her. You can get another him. You can get another dog. You can't get an unrepeatable you. Remember that. You are unrepeatable. You are an original. Where are you going to get another you? Huh? Yeah. So don't do it. Okay? Well, this topic went to another place I didn't expect it to. So we're going to end up clearing the air. And when I do that, by the way, I ordered myself another bell. So one of those hotel bells that go ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. So instead of you hearing me going ding-a-ling-a-ling, you'll end up going... You'll hear the bell do that instead. And along with that order, definitely shifting things just here a little bit. Who's been suffering from nasty cockroach problems? No, I'm not trying to make it a whole ad-long podcast. No. Get those seriously super sticky, if you lay your hand down on that fly trap, like fly paper, kind of, and it takes forever to, you get a glue trap so sticky you can lose skin from it if you pull it off. That, and I got some Zevo, and I'm going to knock out my motel room with a 1-2 punch of killing cockroaches. Yes, ma'am. You want to know why? Because this place here, ladies and gentlemen, and I know my beautiful, esteemed audience is not among them, people are pigs. People are nasty. They leave the room filthy. And unfortunately, when one of a whole nest of those nasty vermin come out of nowhere and then they end up scattering, well, guess where they scatter? To other rooms. Okay, and since unfortunately this place has not seen an exterminator, and I can't tell you how the fuck long. Okay, I have to take matters in my own hands. And the matter of the fact is that Zevo, which is spelled Z-E-V-O, it's all natural, smells great, makes the place smell great, but you hit that on some vermin have an exoskeleton until they figure out how to be immune to all kinds of lemongrass and other oils that God made to kill them off. You're never going to end up... Yeah, the vermin will never be able to out-biology that. That's the one thing the vermin will never be able to out-biology. Getting stuck on something, or the central nervous system being hit with something that, yeah, it's sheer resistant. They are not resistant to. And you can't breed that out. That can't be, you can't breed that out. Nope. Because all the vermin have the same thing. And one same thing they have in common, a central nervous system. And as long as God keeps making things like rosemary oil and lemongrass oil and linseed oil and things like that, we won't have no vermin. We won't have no vermin. No more vermin Tuesdays. No more vermin Tuesdays. No more vermin Tuesdays for me. Hallelujah, brother. No more vermin Tuesdays for me. I know, I'm sick. I know. And no, ladies and gentlemen, I am not manic depressive. I'm not bipolar. I'm just being me. Which brings up my second point here. Well, that was helpful. Thank you for clearing the atmosphere. Brings up my second point here. Yeah, as y'all know, I've been looking for work. And fortunately, I finally secured it. I'm going to be working in Hershey Park part-time as a dark night associate. What's a dark night, you ask? Well, they've turned the park into one great big Halloween spook fest, aka Scooby-Doo-ish. Although they're not using the actual words of, Scooby-Doo, you know what I mean? Copyright and all, infringement, litigious, you know what I mean? Anywho, I'm working there, and when that's done, they asked if I wanted to be a ride/tram operator, and I'm like, sure. Load me up. Put me in, coach. I'm your Huckleberry. And, of course, the usual drug testing thing, background checking thing, because a lot of kids go there. And since a lot of also those who go there who are of the PDF file variety, yeah, for some reason this particular algorithm doesn't like it when you say the word pedophile. I don't know why. Gee, I wonder why they don't like the word pedophile on this platform. You got to go say euphemistic things like PDF file, even though they don't like the word pedophile on here. How come? I wonder why. But anyway. Yeah, so everybody's got to go through a background check, FBI clearance, all that other blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, making sure that, no kid diddlers are working on, no kid diddlers have been operating this ride anywhere 50 miles of this park. No, yeah, so yeah, no, of course, you know what, no, not with my family history of that shit. Are you kidding me? Anyway, that's what, yeah. I'm there, and I'm going to be editing a book, Lord willing, in December on a woman who wrote about dragons. So, fitting for me, since I have a personal dragon. Her name is Zandria. She loves to be called Zan for short, and she's purple and green and so adorable. And love the fact that when I was 10 years old, I hated the movie Pete's Dragon as much as I did. And I still hate it. And I still hate it. So, yeah. That's where I've been. I've been looking for work and just, in general, doing me. And the third thing I wanted to tell you guys was that, and this is where the big part of the conversation comes in. Most of you know by now, or at least you've been following me long enough, I'm old school, all the way old school. Gen X, born in the 60s. Yeah, I done said my age. I'm too out from 60, but I don't fucking look it. And you know what? What? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. My cat beggeth me to let him in. What? Meow. What? What? You don't have any. No, you have no space on the floor now. I took up your space. Now he's on my feet. Yeah, I'm talking about Oscar now. Oh, and speaking of Oscar, we have us a new cat. Yeah, her name is Cole, and she's a beautiful black cat. Oh my goodness, her name is Cole, and she's got this beautiful black cat, wide eyes. Oh my God, I love that cat. And that's my little man cat, Oscar's new little girlfriend. Yeah, I'm talking about your woman. Yes, I am. I'm talking about your woman. Yeah, and who's being a good little boy. Yeah, I gotta do a broadcast now, so you gotta go lay down, okay, boo-boo? Yeah. Yeah, who's a cute man? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's clear the atmosphere a little bit. till I get my bill. Okay, so the next part-time job I might have, and I'll definitely update when I get further information, was the possibility, and wherever you happen to be, and it's only in the United States right now, a public adjuster who have been around for more than 100 years, and I've heard of them because of all the westerns the guys have been watching for the past 2.5 some years. One of the westerns was Tales of Wells Fargo, and I had no idea the bank Wells Fargo is that same Wells Fargo, the same that had interacted with Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson and all of them. And I'm like, wait, what? Really? Turns out, yep. So I looked into it and did more and more and more and did my research. And I'm like, okay, great. Sounds like a legit opportunity. So I fill out the application and we're great. And I'm meeting with the woman and everything's hotsy-totsy. So it seems. But you always got to wait for that other shoe to fall. And inevitably it did. This time last week, I made contact, as it were. And she and I were both talking, and it was great. And, and I came right out, okay, is this commission? Do I get a percentage? Is this straight right out of? She's like, oh, a woman right after my own heart. I'm like, yep. And by the time you've reached my age, you've been around the block a few times to know when you're being hustled and when you're being, you know what I mean? And you're waiting for the spiel. And there's no other way, ladies and gentlemen, to put the hustle, but to put it, simply put, they got a hustle going. And some hustles are more legit than others. So, okay, hey, we're all hustling. Everybody's trying to squeeze a buck from a bush that they can get. No small thanks to the powers that had been, those nasty fucks that can't stand humanity, that in the form of politicians who will lie, and sell their mothers up the river to keep you blinded, okay? But another topic for another time. Anywho, we'll call her Tina. We'll call her Tina. No, actually, we're just going to change the name completely. We will call her Betty, okay? So Betty and I are having a nice conversation, and we're just chilling and yip-yapping, and woman after my own heart, and we're great, and right? So then Miss Betty turns me on to her boss. And we won't mention any names because I might still be working with this org, or I might not be. I don't yet know. I don't like the fact that it's straight. I don't mind commission, okay? I'm all right with commission. What I got an issue with is upline and downline, okay? It's not multi-level marketing, however, on something that is damn near recession-proof insurance policies, but you still got a top, and you can be regional vice president under this, and you can be regional. Again, I'm not mocking the plan, okay? I'm just, again, shortening it up for brevity, and I'm not going to make this podcast longer than I need to. You guys can do your research and do your own homework. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, okay? And it did. So they led me to, go on this Saturday call. Okay, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing that, you're going to be doing the other. Hey, meet my Upwind associate, my colleague in Upwind. Let's see, I won't mention, again, I can't mention names, I'm not going to. Meet my Upwind associate and my colleague. Okay, great to meet you, wonderful. Unfortunately, so we had our interview for Sunday night, slated for this past Sunday night. And unfortunately, it was one of those days where it's just one of those days. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. So husband and I got into it, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Right before I had the interview. And I probably should have ended it But I was okay because I already did some deep breathing. I got it out of my system and got refocused and got grounded, all that. I probably should have ended it, but part of me was like, you know what, let's just see this through and see where it's going to land. Because what's the point in putting off what's the point in some cases putting off the inevitable? So he gets on the phone. Now, mind you, I'm there. Now, according to Betty, she said show up 1 to 2 minutes prior. I did, because I'm sitting out here usually doing my thing. And I'm waiting and I'm doing whatever, and it's going to clue me in when the host of the meeting starts it. So he shows up, and the gentleman shows up, and we're good, and I'm not on camera. He's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, I am, the one and only. And, well, it would be great if you could put your camera on. That's great too, but I really would rather not, because my husband and I got into it, and I'm not in the best face looking, so if you would please forgive, I would really appreciate you, and thank you and I really appreciate you and love you for your understanding. Thank you. But I would love to see who I'm interviewing with. And that's where we got into it. And I said, sir, again, you really don't want to see... No. Okay, will you explain to me? And I'm like, I would rather not. It's just not going to be... It's going to be ugly, I'm telling you. Well, why don't you let me be the judge of that? Okay, okay, all right. I'm not gonna argue with you about this, because for me, if you don't want to be on camera, you shouldn't have to be. It's as simple as that. You don't know where people are at. Okay? Somebody could have been exploited all her life and wants nothing to do with being on film. Radio does not have cameras. Telephones do not have cameras. Smoke signals and Morse code don't have cameras. So what is this big love of insistence of seeing somebody on a Zoom camera, interviewing or not? Let the interviewee have the prerogative to be on camera. I'm plenty all over social media. All you got to do is find my name. It's not like it's hard. I got a Facebook profile. You want to see my face? Go look there. And a lot of people will come back with, well, why so evasive? What's evasive about it? My face is up there. You hear me. Put the two together. Do you need to see the two in the same place at this time? No, you don't. So I said to him, and then we got into it a little bit, and I said, well, listen, that is my prerogative and my right, and my First Amendment right to expect my privacy. Does it not? He's like, well, not when you're working with a company. I'm like, look up Supreme Court case law, but that's another topic, another time. Oh, I know a little bit about Supreme Court case law because, you know what, I had my JD and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. You know how it is when you come with... Who out here watched the Smurfs, the cartoon? Who out here is familiar with Brainy Smurf? Yeah, that's... So I was like, oh, no. All right, here we go. Oh, boy. Okay, here it comes. So I'm like, you know what? I was not winning that argument, and that hill was not worth dying on at that moment. I put the camera on. But my body language said, yeah, I'm not feeling this. My body language read, yeah, this ain't over, dude. This is far from over. But he went on and explained a lot of stuff, and I learned a lot. Okay, I'm not going to say I didn't learn. I learned a lot, one of which was, as it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, no quick ad, I'm just saying, check out your homeowner's insurance policy. You might have either been denied a claim wrongly or been underpaid. And that's where the Metro Public Field Adjusters come in. They help you get the money you were supposed to get if the claim had been filed properly. All of these insurance companies, every one of them, from Allstate, the State Farm, I was going to say Friendly, to and all those other ones, to XYZ, Blow, Schmo, Joe Corporation, we're in it for one thing and one thing only, making sure they stay in the black. Your biggest investment, which is your house, should be taken care of the way it should be taken care of. Or put another way, those public adjusters are the attorneys to the customer service representatives, paralegals. All right? So if you happen to be lucky enough to get one of those people, or eventually you get me, I'm going to get you a hell of a nice claim paid out, and I get a nice fat check. Whichever, you know what I mean? So, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Except, I shouldn't have to share that check with nobody. I did the work. You did the work. Why I got to share that with everybody else? And I love how they love to brag about you get this and you get this and you get blah, 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 blah. And they keep rattling off these numbers. You mean? So I was like, okay. And they've been around for a good number of years, and they got a nice rating on BBB and what have you. And like, okay, and by nice rating, I mean an A+ rating. So, they're good. They're good. But they're only as good as the people working for it. Okay? So, he's like, did you have any questions? And I'm like, nope, I'm good. I did learn a lot. I put aside my own differences. Excuse the at the top of the hour, it was a little, I came in a little hot. I do apologize for that. I am sorry. He's like, no, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, when hey, people, when they get to know me and, I rib on people and when you gotta, but you do need to develop a thicker skin. But other than that, you were great and blah, 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 blah. And we signed off. And that was it. But it wasn't it. You see, I showed up 1 to 2 minutes early, according to what Betty said to do. Okay? How come this guy rolled up 5 minutes after the top of the hour? That was 8 o'clock. This guy rolled up at 5 after 8. Now, mind you, I have no problem with the grace period. Because when I do my thing, I give you a grace period. I unlike some people, no, I said 8 o'clock it is. I'm like, well, if it's your time, it's my time too, is it not? And how the fuck busy are you? You can't allow a grace period. Shit happens. Oh, you could have left your house earlier and you could have extended a grace period. So, and you see what I'm saying? I mean, you have, all of us are trying to get into the new. And the way somebody explained it to me, it was like you're rocketing a locomotive steam engine at 190 mph and you're hurtling over a cliff, but you gotta change that locomotive into a spaceship and pull out of that dive just before you hit the ground. Without directions, without know-how. Oh, and that's where we are. That's where we are. If believe it or not, if that makes any sense. And I'm sure it does. Because seriously, and I thought about it after the interview, post-interview, and I'm like, did he just say to me, I need to get a thicker skin? Oh, he did not just tell me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, not for nothing, and I'm not saying I am in no way, shape, matter, or form herewith saying I don't need to get a thicker skin. Yes, I do. We all do. Okay, outside of Christ. But we all do. But since when do you get told that from an interviewer to an interviewee? You see what I'm saying? And maybe even as little as 5 years ago, maybe even as recent as 2 years ago, you never would have heard an interviewer come out and tell the interviewee, oh, this or that, or put another way, say all those things to the interviewer's face that you ordinarily would say behind closed doors, that you would cut them all up behind closed doors. Now, again, that isn't to say that I don't need to get a thicker skin. We all do. But at the same time, you're saying that to a potential hire? Whoa. Okay, and you representing this company like that? You might want Presidente of your company. You might want to check your earners there, because when I checked his name, he was dead last. Gee, let's ask ourselves why. Because when you're dead last in something, that means one of two things. You're either incompetent, you're unable or incapable, or you're an asshole. And this guy, asshole. I mean, I'm not working for an asshole. I won't do it. I will not do it. I'm sorry. There ain't enough money in the world that'll put up with that. Your dignity, your honor, your self-respect, your self-worth, your self-value, you matter. That's not to say this gentleman who's a full-out asshole does not matter. He does. And like I said, if I would give any more information, I'd give it away, and I might run the risk of not, you know what I mean? And I already made this known to the company, which is based here in Pennsylvania. But I'm going to tell you, no. No. I can see why, although, and they had him up at the board rankings and whatever, dude was dead last. Every week, dead last. I'm like, yeah. When he said that to me, no. I'm not working under you. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. You know how it is when you walk into, be it that you're, whatever you're a fan of. Gordon Ramsay said it best. When you go into a restaurant, check the restaurant's bathrooms. Check the place's bathrooms. Check the facilities. If they are sparkling clean, the food is on point. The food is on point. It might not be your liking. It might not be your particular taste or culinary fare, but you won't see vermin in there. You won't see a stray hair anywhere. You won't see stains or leftover patrons being there. No. You will not see it. You won't see it. And he's right. Every place I walked into, I checked the bathrooms. They got to be damn near pristine if the food is on fleek. Okay? That food is on fleek if the bathroom is there to match. All right? Same thing here. This gentleman, and I kept looking in the past records, dead last consistently. Now why? And my husband, God bless his heart, taught me this. When you have a ball club, whatever that club is, baseball, football, whatever, constantly dead last, look at the coaching. And he is a masterful leader if he would get the hell out of his own way. And a lot of guys don't know how to do that. So when this gentleman decided he was going to pop off and say that I need to develop a thicker skin, be that as it may, the timing for that was completely wrong, and he was completely unprofessional at that point. Unprofessional, uncalled for, and straight rude. And by rude, I mean, you don't know nobody like that. I mean, because again, here's what I'm saying. Do you need to have a camera when you're taking a shower? Of course not. You need to have a camera. Well, in your case, they did put cameras on it. But when you are with your significant other, when you with your lover, do you need to have a camera on you capturing every move? Every squinch, every drip? No. So you don't need to be having a camera on during the interview. It's as simple as that. And if the interviewer is blind, how then can he see the interviewee? Yeah, dimwit. Puzzled that out yet? Oh my God. Yeah. Boy, he was looking to argue with me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Clearly, we are not going to be meeting of the minds here. And I'm not burning up the hour trying to convince you differently. So let's just get on point with the presentation. And maybe or maybe not, we go back to this. Okay, let's just go on with the presentation, please. Thank you. Oh, but let's go on with the presentation, please. Thank you. I ended it. I might have started it, but I ended it. And then he was like, oh, well, you know what I mean? So he felt a little put out that I ended it the way I did. I was put out that I had to be on camera in the first fucking place. Because I'm on camera if I want to be. I'm not on camera by having to. I do it because I want to. Big difference, my guy. Okay? Now, being on camera, bad enough that we got that fucking Google eye in the sky on everybody else. All right? Assholes can't see through metal. Thank God for that. And even then, you can't see my face from the top of my head now, can you? You see that, though. Shh. Oh, I just threw up this middle finger at the ceiling. Don't mind me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever encounter an interview or an interviewer that tells you something, really? Okay, so then you're like, and did anybody not do you not hear yourself? That you're like, get ready, he's gonna step in it in 3, 2, oh, and there it goes. Yep. Particularly with a woman? Okay. Like I said. Yeah. So, I took this to the company. I have not heard back. I don't know what my situation just is yet. But, duly noted, ladies and gentlemen, be it interviewer or interviewee, if you don't have a good rapport, or rather a good feeling about either the candidate or the job, don't do it. Don't bother. Find a reason to, you know what I mean? Squeeze your way out of that one. Okay? But interviewers, don't tell interviewees they need to get a thicker skin. That is not your place to say. That's number one. Number two, at an interview? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Are you at an interview? At an interview, when you're supposed to be on your best, you're supposed to be best foot forward. Don't get a second chance to make a good first impression. Blah 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 blah. Only for this mook, this malamut, to tell me this to my. Okay. Personally, mine not being on camera is one thing. Okay, and I said as such. And if I phoned it in, And he said, well, we can schedule another time if you're going to phone in. I'm like, no, sir, I'd rather just not be on camera. Oh, well, then you may not want to. He intimated that I even should not work at the company if I wasn't going to be in camera. I'm like, really? Oh, you make policy now? You make the company's foundational rules now, or who gets to do what, where, how, when, why, how. Ooh, okay. So, like I said, I learned a lot. What I could be doing. Not under that guy. Not under him. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No way. No how. Ghost talk out. You know what I'm saying? No. Because I just cut the, and I sat all day Monday turning it around in my mind. You know what? Maybe just, no, and part of me was like, yeah, no more maybes. No more maybes. How fucking many times, girl, did people do you dirty when you gave them a third and a fourth and a fifth and so on and blah. How many times? How many times did you get burned? It won't change here. So I switched. And in case I happen to see him at their event, their usual yearly convention event, and if I happen to see him, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Wait, I got that right. I was way off key. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I got no privacy. No, I always feel like somebody's watching me. That's exactly what I'm going to do to him in that mocking tone. Now, mind you, y'all have heard me sing, okay? And I can sing, and I can do more than carry a tune. I can do more than sing. I can sing, okay? But what you heard before, I was just trying to catch the note, and sometimes you just can't. So you have to go back to the original key to find it. So that's exactly what I did. So when this guy, yeah, I'm going to say that to him. And like I said, I can't say any more because I'll give it away if I do. And I would love to, but no, you don't do that. It's as simple as that. You don't tell anybody any negatives during the interview, okay? And cutting them all up during it. You don't do that. You just don't. Okay, now at the same time, should people be completely 100,000,000% honest with one another? Yeah, if you're coming from a good place, if you're coming from a place of openness and transparency and integrity and getting your sense of autonomy back, sure. But that was not the time nor the place. And he just came rolling right out of that with, wait a minute. I've been told all my life I need to get a thick skin. That, hey, I'm not hearing nothing I haven't already heard before. That all said, pot kettle for the one who not letting me be on not letting me not be on camera. So you may want to check the double standards there, my guy. So yeah, I want nothing to do with them. And like the great, and I'm crediting both because both are arguing the other one. Both are arguing one. The other one said it. So this goes to Mark Twain and Maya Angelou. When somebody shows you their ass, translation, shows you their true colors for who they really are, for those of you in Rio Linda. If somebody shows you their ass the first time, ladies and gentlemen, believe them. He did to me that night. He did. Oh dear. Let me pause this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. And the reason why I had to pause this earlier was because My next door room renter, for all intents and purposes, is a mean bitch. Okay, and what I mean by mean bitch, I mean this woman, and I'm like I said, not cutting up, not mentioning any names, and removing all the names to protect the innocent and the moron. But this one is cutting up her child left, right, upside down, and right side up. And you know what? While I understand you want to keep the kids from, on the straight and narrow, you mean? Not knocking anybody up, not being wrapped around a telephone pole, or rather a light pole in this case, not being jailed or pushing up daisies or in some dead-end job somewhere. Yeah. But this one, she didn't need to be hearing all my business, and yeah, y'all know how that is. But long and the short of it, whether you are the interviewer or the interviewee, do not, if somebody is giving you, do not say what's really on your mind unless you're ready to hear it. Now, as I said before earlier in this podcast, and I know I've repeated myself on that, I can handle getting told I need a thick skin. I need a rhino hide. Yeah, I'm good with it. But when I get face to face, if I get picked up with this company, and I get face to face with this gentleman, oh, he's gonna hear what for. He is going to hear what for, and I'm putting it out there to the cosmos. And maybe, just maybe, I'm probably not gonna be a good fit with this guy, because this is not just here, but it's systemic in my view. Guys, this might be a part 2. I mean, wow. I'm absolutely fucking flabbergasted. I've never, and I'm so sorry to have to repeat myself to you and what I went through, but this is a first. This is a first. I mean, you're always told day in, day out, good impression, clean clothes, put your best foot forward, shake hands, be friendly, be affable, smile. You know what I mean? Having an interviewer tell you to your face, oh my, it just, wow, I'm flabbergasted. But you know what? Another dude said I think it was Cat Williams, a comedian, and he spells cat with 2 T's and a K. Like my middle initial, yay. He said earlier this year that 2024 was going to be the year of revelations. Whoa. Okay. What's come out lately, people? And we're not even done with 24 yet. We're not even done, okay? We're in September, but we're not even done. Guess what just comes out in the news just now? Now, mind you, Cat Williams, and the reason why I bring up the name Cat Williams is because, and this ties back into my situation now, okay? He was on the platform called the Shannon Sharp podcast, or otherwise known as Club Shay Shay. How come this dude today comes out in the news? He's caught doing a splooging version of Jackson Pollock on Instagram. Okay, why is this fool that had this big ass platform? He was gonna be in the NFL, but I guess he blew out a knee, blew out a tendon, blew out something, and obviously retired. I don't remember who the team in which he played for. My husband would know that shit. But anyway, is caught on camera doing the deed you would in otherwise a wonderful set of sweet walls. Why did you oh my God. This comes right around with dude telling me what he told me on Sunday night. Excuse my language. Clean the kids out of the room if you must, because I'm going to get blue right here, right now. In 3, 2, 1. Men, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Did you not have a mother that showed you any manners? That showed you a granny, a auntie, a big sister, a grand auntie? Did you not have a woman in your life to tell you, honey, boo, you don't say that to another woman. That's just, Or even better still, having a fellow man in your life that kick you in that round, that beautiful, mushy ass of yours. Because another article comes out this past week, you don't exercise that ass, you're going to have what's called forgotten ass problem. Meaning your gluteus maximus, or the thing you sit on, if you don't work that out enough, it's going to go like a limp balloon. Or better still, like a limp dick. And who wants a limp dick at a most inopportune time, okay? So how come... Guys, particularly... And I'm not talking to you men that are awake. I'm talking about men that are awake and aware. And I'm talking to you ladies who are in love with men who are awake and aware. And men who forgot to be men and are learning how to be chivalrous again. How to open a door. How to say thank you. How to say please. Rescuing a lady. You know, you're a lady. You're beautiful. I want to just... But don't worship her per se. It's called balance. It's called balance. And this dude that interviewed me has none. Okay? From what I understand, there's no significant opposite, equal and opposite in his life. Even though he's got children. Okay? Most men do. Get back there, cat. I'm working here. Thank you. Yeah. Mascot, Oscar. Anyway, and I'm not going to make this any longer than it needs to, but seriously, y'all, Shannon Sharp doing what he did on camera, this dude doing to me and saying to me again on camera, listen, the only one that needs to see and know and be aware of everything is the Almighty that put this cosmos together, that put you and me together, that put your car together, that put your auntie together, that put your doggy together, that put your bird together. Okay? The only one that needs to know and see everything is the one that created soil in the first place. Is the one that made air in the first place. Can you make air? No. So don't give me this whole hot shit about, well, I don't see it, so therefore I can't believe it. Okay, well, if you don't believe in God, then get the hell outside in nature and go hug a tree. And talk to the tree, and maybe the tree will drum some sense into you, no pun intended, that, well, who do you think put the freaking tree there? Okay? So why don't you people do yourselves, and the reason why I sound so frustrated right now is because I'm this much away from completely blowing my shit. I'm getting as sick as I can be. If not, I'm already there. I'm as sick as I can be of several groups of people. And if you happen to follow yourselves in one of these categories, fine. Leave this channel. Don't follow me. And don't know me. That's okay. But you know what? If y'all love me, stick around. Help me grow to 30 subscribers, okay? Help me grow to that big number 30 in the sky. I would love to do that. If I get 30 subscribers, I don't know. I might do something special. Haven't decided yet. But, yeah, you know what? If I get 30 subscribers, we're going to get our drink on. How about that? And I'm not going to be able to do a live because I need 50 to do that. So if you guys want to help me get either 30 or 50 to do a live, let's get our drink on. Let's get our drink on. We'll do it in real time. We'll do it in time. And you know what? When we do that, people are going to be home. Okay? Be home. Be somewhere where you're safe. Be at a friend's house, your mama house, your daddy house, a friend's house, wherever. Be somewhere safe. Can't emphasize that enough. All right? Because what's happening here is, notice, I'm Gen Xer. I'm smushed between millennials and Gen Zers who swear up and down they know everything, and boomers who are, well, your kids are, you just so ungrateful, and you're just mean, and you're just horrid, and you don't need to understand. I'm like, what? We are smacked between taking care of the boomers and taking care of the Zoomers and the millennials, and Gen X is ungrateful? Gen X, say what again? Yeah, all right. This is the generation who drank out of the water hose. When the street lights came on, your behind was in the house. All right? Our iTunes was cassette decks, cassette tapes, which, by the way, are making a comeback. Ha ha! We were the remote controls. We were the dishwashers. We were the garbage men. Why? We threw the garbage out. We washed the dishes. We got up off the couch and changed the TV channel. Okay? So forgive me for yelling in the microphone here, but I can't emphasize this shit enough. Y'all gotta start dropping them store-bought balls or biological ones. Y'all gotta get the fuck up off your asses and stop acting like, oh, but if I do this, I won't be in. Oh, but if I do this, I won't be. No. You are unclubbable. You are unstoppable. You are unrepeatable. You are maybe unhireable. You know what? Smile. You're a nomad. There are people that are intentionally living in their cars because they don't want to have to adhere to these stupid fucking rules topside. I saw an episode of Jerry Springer one time, God rest his soul, called The Mole People, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now again, this circles back to my original point, so follow me here. I saw an episode of Jerry Springer once called The Mole People, okay? These people, for whatever reason, drugs, kicked out of the family, run away, don't want anything to do with materialism or anything, topside, anything above ground and higher, and all the garbage and the bullshit and the head games everyone's got to go through just to have the basic amenities. And when you people find out the real reason, and some of you already know the real reason why you are being charged to pay to live on a planet you were born on. Okay? Yeah. Here's the real reason. The ones that are running this planet don't like you, don't like me, and want it instead. It's as simple as that. But I will leave it alone from there. Mole people. They were living in abandoned tunnels in and around New York City. Tunnels that the transit authority and the federal transit or transportation arm of the federal government weren't using. So when his cameras got there and the officials found out, of course they boarded it all up and kicked everybody out. And one woman who was on camera, and I might have mentioned this in podcasts passing, she did not want to be on camera, but she was speaking with Jerry, okay, and spoke with Springer and told her point blank, her name is Kathy, and I think I know that woman. No shit, because when you're in back in the day, when the education system and the Matrix pretended to give a shit, okay, when they really pretended to give a shit, they gave people like me and with conditions like mine and such, people who were born blind and born deaf and born without an extremity or born mute or whatever, okay? Everybody had to go in special ed. And if you're familiar, you know what I'm talking about. IYK, okay? If you know, you know, all right? So, that world is pretty tight. And when that world is pretty tight, everybody knows through the grapevine or through over the transom, everybody else. Now, I found out this morning, one of my favorite childhood campsites in Vermont closed the summer I left for Arizona. Why? It shut down that year the final year they were in operation, I believe, was 1981. And I went and looked it up. It was 1981. Enrollment dropped considerably. And if you're familiar with the movie Dead Poets Society, that's why. And put an otherwise gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, incredible, lovely summer camp that had 2 sessions, 3.5 weeks apiece. Otherwise, put a lovely camp in Hardwick, Vermont, out of business, aka via Dead Poets Society. It is the parents, moms and dads' responsibility to make sure your child knows how to swim. That boy went out there when he had no business being out there, and he was not a swimmer. And he was telling them, if you're familiar with the Bugs Bunny cartoon or the Warner Brothers cartoon or Looney Tunes, where the guy is antagonizing the lion and the narrator keeps telling him, get out of there, you better stop, you better leave that lion alone, now go away. You're asking for it, my young man, now go on and go find something else to do. And the young man's walking away, all right, yeah. And at the end of it, what happens? And the lion's sleeping, and the lion's got a nice full belly, and the lion's like, Lion opens his mouth, and what'd you see? Guy coming out of there, blinking eyes. I'm a bad boy. Well, this kid was a bad boy, okay? And bad boys eventually learn their lessons, and instead of mommy and daddy accepting responsibility for not teaching their sweet, darling little Johnny could never, ever do anything wrong. He would never know my baby. And then daddy, I expect an explanation and an investigation. That boy was able to, you know what I mean? I mean, it went full metal jacket, Dead Poets Society on that campsite. Okay? I'm like, and I knew the kid that went there. And I knew the kid that drowned. And I also knew his parents. I've met them. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm like, oh my God. So when I was seeing the movie Dead Poets Society, I'm like, oh, I see exactly where this is going. I see exactly where this is going. And sure enough, it did. Sure enough, it did. And a lot of kids that enjoyed that place stayed out of jail because of that place. Oh, I can't. This is why I get so angry, ladies and gentlemen. I get so angry. And you know what? Now I'm going to do this doubling down. Now I'm staying the fuck off camera. Now I'm staying the fuck off camera. Because getting this back to the Kathy woman, okay? Why do a good people have to ruin it for a bunch of others? Why? If somebody can answer that question for me, I swear to you, I'm broke as fuck. I am broke as fuck, but I'll somehow get $5,000, no, not that much. I will somehow get $500 to you if you can find a way to answer this question for me. Why must other people ruin it for everybody else? Why? Why? What are you proving? It's not going to bring your kid back. You fucked up. So you want to, what, make everybody else miserable because you are? Oh, I know the Bible says misery loves company. You know what? Be miserable by your damn selves. Ooh. I said I was going to get mad. But anyway, back to the mole people. Lady was off camera. She literally told Jerry, point blank, oh yeah, here's the reason why we're living down here. People up top, oh, they want a perfect credit score, but yet they got blow up their nose. Oh, they want me to make $45, $50, $60, $70,000 a year. Yeah, a single mom with 4 kids, how am I supposed to do that? while putting shoes on the kids' feet and clothing them and housing them and making sure they had the food in their stomachs without child services breathing down my neck while I'm trying to find their father, while I'm trying to make ends meet, making sure that rent's going to get paid so one of these kids can keep their behind in diapers before the month is over. And Jerry's like, wow, I didn't see it that way. Yeah, Jerry, you didn't. Because you're insulated. And that's what Kathy was saying. All of those people that are topside, they're running all this shit. See, they don't want to deal with people like me. She was living, ladies and gentlemen, she said, go look up that Jerry Springer episode. It's right out there. Living in the tunnels. 9 years. 9 years. Nomadically living in the tunnels. 9 years. Why are we doing that to our human beings? Why? So some mook can tell me, oh, I need to get a thicker skin? So some boob can be like, oh, well, you don't want to be on camera, so you need to get a thicker skin about that. Just... Some people will never get it. Some people will never get it. And then here, you're going to love this, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. And I know it took a little long getting round robin getting there. The dude's surname is a family member to one who used to run a store on Main Street in Flushing, Queens. My husband used to work at that said store. Okay? Had a guy on there, and I'm changing the name, again, to protect the innocent and the moron. And we'll just we'll change the surname to let me Mrs. Talk. He couldn't even call his mother by her first name or call her mom or mother or mom or Mrs. Mom. Mrs. Talk. Just like that, he said. And the store was on Main Street, Flushing, Queens, and is long closed. And I'm not going to tell you where on Main Street in Flushing, Queens, because Main Street runs a long way. Okay? So, y'all do your deal. Y'all, my investigators out there, all two of you. You can do some digging if you want to. If you say the name, I won't, but I'll say you are correct. You are correct. And you know what? And if he hears this and hears me, and runs up to his president of that company, I don't want to work with her because she's bad-mouthing me. I don't care. Makes no never mind to me. Because you want to know why? Geminis of the zodiac are the most unemotional. And by unemotional, I mean we don't give a fuck. We are the first ones to say, we don't care. You know what? Why? Because we don't. We don't. And here's why you can't care that much. You cannot care that much. And giving yourself agita, and giving yourself an ulcer, giving yourself, what? Burst veins? And no, don't you want to sleep at night? Of course you do. Of course you do. So there are going to be some people out there that'll say no way, shape, matter, or form. Oh, you set me up. Oh, this is a joke. Oh, this is this. That. Yeah. We set you up. No, I want, like Ramsey said at one point when he was quoting, when he had his share with Kitchen Nightmares. This is why people don't want to see the truth. And this is why we are here today in the motherfucking Stone Age. And don't tell me we're not. Because anybody within the sound of my voice, okay, we are in the Stone Age. Grow up. Grow up. Grow a pair. Stop acting childish and start acting childlike. Start finding the wonder in everything. Okay? What happened to your curiosity? What happened to, what made you tick? What makes a watch run? What makes, a millipede able to move all those legs at the same time? Go back to being childlike. Not childish. Or I want my knit. You need to get a thicker skin, knit. No. No. Childlike. Faith like a child. Joy like a child. Attitude like a child. But even a kid knows when to shut the hell up. And even a kid knows, oh, wait a minute, let me not say that. Telling me to get a thick skin. And by the way, today is Thursday, September 12th, 2024. This interview took place this past Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's been 4 days. I have no message as of yet. Day 4. Not an apology, not a text, nothing. That was uncalled for. That was wrong. I spoke out of turn. You want to know why? Ego is running every fucking thing you see these days. Drive on the highways, ego. Even when they have that breakdown of the Tonys, Oscars, Grammys, and Emmys, what do they call that? EGOT. E for Emmy, G for Grammy, O for Oscar, T for Tony. Drop off that T for Tony. How do you spell ego? Emmy, Grammy, Oscar. Yeah. Now look around you. And now look around you. How many people are really desperately in need? But y'all, and you know who you are sitting on a pile of money, even in the woo-woo community. When are you going to open them fucking purses and start helping people out? Because you know something, ladies and gentlemen? Jesus ain't coming back. No, not like you think. And not like what's written in the good book. No, we embody that. And if I'm speaking sacrilegiously, so be it. I'm not monetized anyway, and I'm too small to be, so there. Number 1. Number 2, you want to challenge me? Ghost Talk, GHOST, HAWKE @gmail.com. Okay? You want to go ahead and challenge me? Text me, 208-713-0686. I can always change your phone number or block your ass if you're going to be a dick. But you know something? Let's get something understood. Let's get all the way something understood. I am not that girl. I'm always going to think differently. I'm always going to be different. I'm always going to act different. Pardon me. This part was censored because you didn't need to hear me. You didn't need to hear that. Anyway, you matter, like I always say. So stop selling yourself short. And I'm telling this to me as much as I am to you. Okay? Back to the mole people. Kathy, 9 years, she said. She was underground. Only after that airing of that Springer episode. Pardon? Only after that airing of that Springer episode did she get housing on her terms. Okay? Because they were embarrassed into it. They were shamed into it. They were, we can't have that because she's gonna blow our cover. We can't do this. But yeah, most recently, those fires that happened in Maui, okay? More and more and more are starting to come out. And how did y'all see where Dopra and the dumb rock that she had with her asking, more like begging, but we'll say asking for the sake of argument, donations. Hey, you can donate $5 here, $1 here, whichever. Oprah is worth $3 billion. The dumb rock is worth what? North of a half a mil? North of a half bill? And they can't pull money out of it. People don't have $5 to give. People don't have $1 to give. And you wanted them to do what? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Kathy said all that. said the same thing. Had a great job, fell on bad times, got behind, went to all the agencies that she was told to do, did everything she was told to do, fill out the unemployment, fill out the food stamps, fill out the aid, fill out the emergency aid. Social workers basically told her, don't you have a friend's couch to crash on? Don't you have family members or somewhere to go? Or this from the social worker who's got the key in her lock, got the Con Ed bill paid, got clothes on her back, no kids, maybe the mother to take care of, maybe the auntie's dog or the fish or something. But she got hers, is what I'm saying. It was what Kathy was saying. Kathy looked at the worker like, you're talking from a place of, you got yours. If I had a friend's couch to crash on, or family members of all of this, which you said, do you think I would be standing here before you today asking for a handout, ma'am? Think about it. And the lady actually said, now this is Kathy talking to Springer, said, well, you could be lying. What? Okay. Yeah. She said it best. Anytime sidewalk and above, it's going to cost you. By the ones doing that to those who can't get, from the ones who already have, sitting around up there influencing people to make the laws and make the rules and make the changes while they're doing or they said no, you can't smoke it no more, you're trying to get your wolf off the floor. Yeah. Or the Vices in the No song that Ringo Starr sung, ladies and gentlemen. Or that no, you won't no more. You're tired of waking up on the floor. No, thank you, please. It only makes me sneeze. And then you won't have trouble finding the door. Yeah, it's called the No song, y'all, by Ringo Starr. Listen to it. It's great. Oh my God. But yeah. And yeah. And all them vices minus one. And I'm not going to let y'all can guess which one. I'm not going to tell you which one I did not do. But most of those vices in that song, I pretty much did. And guess who's still here to tell the tale, right? Am I right? Who out there rode their bicycles without helmets? Me! Yep. And there's still and to this day, there's still motorcycle riders riding out there without helmets. That is their prerogative. Okay, when they crash out, their melon is going to look like the way this band broke up, Smashing Pumpkins. Okay, but that was their melon to do that with, which they wanted to do it with. Okay. So, yeah, now some of you might be asking, ooh, she says, you don't need to wear a helmet, but you said it's not okay to take your life. There's a difference now, Karenicia, and Karenethia, and you Kevins. Let me speak to you Karens, you Karenethias, you Karenicias, and Kevins out there who gave me such a thoughtful thought. Apples and oranges, kids. When you're biking, you're not biking, 90 miles an hour. Okay, so should you be biking without a helmet? No. There's a lot of things you should or should not be doing, should or should not be doing. The Bible says it right there in 1 Corinthians 10:23. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Or put it another way, just because you can, don't mean you should. Okay? So, the straight up fact is, some brother wants to go ahead and ride his cycle at 90 miles an hour with no helmet on the melon. Well, hello brain matter. But some kid is biking without a helmet or with a helmet, and he's on the bike and whatever, and he falls into a car, and the helmet gets all askewed, and he can smash his melon that way. So, ladies and gentlemen, and especially you Karens and Karenethias, etc., you cannot legislate how people behave. It's called autonomy. Stop trying to be somebody else's mother. Okay? If you wanted to be a mother that bad, why the fuck didn't you go out and get your own damn kid? And yeah, you might have tried. You might have failed. Okay? Go parent something else. A tree, a bush, an animal. Go volunteer at a zoo. Stop minding other people's stinking business. You want to feel helpful? You want to feel useful? You want to feel heard and want to feel listened to? Go talk to a tree. They won't answer you back. Well, they will, but not like what you're thinking. Jesus H. Christ. I mean, really? Really? We've gotten to the point of busybodydom, to the point, ladies and gentlemen, fucking Rome is burning and Nero is fiddling. This country is on fire in not a good way. And it's about time you and me and a bunch of other people within the sound of my voice finally start standing up to these assholes that basically think the way they're running the world is okay. No, it's not. Remember when I said earlier, you are unclubbable, but you are unrepeatable. You are uncategorizable, but therefore you are unrepeatable. That's the whole point. And I'm old enough to remember, I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I like to buy a world a Coke. Now, mind you, that was them assholes who taking it. Embrace different. Think differently. They used to have those slogans around all the time. Think differently. An educated consumer is our best customer. The Sims SYMS tagline. Get out there and be your own educated best consumer is your best customer. You are informed. And this way, you won't get to work with an asshole because asshole won't be able to pull one on over on you. Asshole is going to have to work harder to make sure you, Mr. and Mrs. Smart Q Public, can get duped again because that's asshole's job, to dupe you. Okay? In the guise of making money, of course. In the guise of, hey, you did great in that quarter. Hey, look at you. Rolling that in. Yeah. And making somebody else rich. Okay? James Brown put it best. Why am I going to make you money when I can make myself money, that same kind of money? If I'm under you and I'm going to be regional something or another, you're still going to get a higher cut than I do. Huh? What's that about? And if the old way didn't work, and you're still modeling it on the old way, why do you think it's going to work now? Huh? There's a reason why Einstein called insanity is such, and believe it or not, there isn't a workout out there called insanity, which I've tried. Yeah, there's a reason why Einstein said doing the same thing day after day, time after time, and expecting a different result. That is why it is called insanity. And here's the thing. Yeah, call the workout insanity. Guess what? You can only do it once. You can only do it once. You cannot, because even he admitted he was at 6% body fat when he, with the creator of that workout, Sean T, said that he was at 6% body fat. That is impossible to maintain. Why? Because your bodies are all different. Some of you, now I'm not talking about 600-pound life different. I'm talking about maintaining a decent enough weight to keep your system running the way it should be running. Okay? I'm not talking about super super duper Saturn-sized obese. All right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having a nut where you know you need to drop somewhere between 50 and maybe 200. Okay? And your fellow host over here needs to drop 80. So before you start yelling and screaming, and even if you did know my weight, which I'm not going to tell you, but I still need to drop it anyway. But, okay, so we're not here for that. It is time for all of us to grow up, man up, cowboy up, suck it up, cowgirl up, drop them store-bought balls, and call out shit for what it is. Because the establishment fucked up everything but for their own. And you want to know what their own is? It means those who have under their thumb. Under the individual's thumb. Oh yeah! If you're willing to play ball. How much more ball are you willing to play? Are you willing to sell out your principles for $1? All that shit you can't take with you anyway? So you made someone cry. You broke their hearts. You hurt their feelings. You know who you are. You know what you did. You hurt someone's feelings. You made them cry. You made them feel some kind of way. You made them angry. You made them upset. And for what? So you can what? Move up the ladder? Oh yeah, great job that you didn't want him anyway. But blah, blah, blah. And you're looking back at the individual. It's like, what the fuck did I do? This was a good dude. Why did I do that? And you got all these congratulations running around behind you. Why? Because you helped them behind you. Yeah, he's great. And he's walking away. Yo. And then you go catch up to the dude, and dude looks at you like, and the dude you hurt looks at you like, dude, you changed. Come on. I know, you did. Eventually they'll see it. But between seeing that episode on Springer about the mole people and Kathy when he was speaking to her, again, off camera, and this gentleman I spoke with on Sunday, she's right. She's abso-fucking-lutely right. That the powers that be are just that. If you don't do it their way, on their time, in their manner, in their method, in their whatever, you don't get. And go fend for yourself. And then they'll tell you, okay, I'm fending for myself. And then they'll thwart whatever plans. You're fending for yourself. Great case in point. Andrew Torba, dude who founded Gab. Gab is still up and running. It's a nice competition to Twitter/X. Okay? Great compensation. I mean, great alternative to Twitter/X. You can say whatever you want on that platform. Everything from smite the Jew, beat the Jew, smoke the Jew, eat the Jew, beat the Jew, to Islam is this or that, or whatever you want to say that's in your heart and all that spewing, do it over there in Gab. Their motto, speak freely. See, on interviews, you don't get to speak freely. It is a very controlled environment. Okay? This guy, thinking that he had me in the bag, okay, said what he said to me. It's like, no, you don't. Oh, no. No. You don't get to say, and I'm sorry, like I said, that I emphasized it the way I did. If you want to skip this podcast completely, I understand. But at the same time, that is the most galling thing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the man didn't get up and flash himself. Okay? He didn't get up and flash himself. All right, now, for those of you who don't know what flashing means, go look it up. Once upon a time, they used to be not indicting, but once upon a time, they used to lock people up for that shit. Now they don't. Now you go ahead and just whip it on out. People be like, woo, let's see it get bigger. Anyway, that, in my view, was the equivalent to flashing. Okay? I mean, absolute fresh, rude, unprofessional. Oh, we are not. I would rather have had somebody pretend to be tying a shoe and, slipping a hand around there and whacking himself off than to say what he said to me. Oh, my lady friend is out with her doggy. I'll leave her alone now. Because she is clearly... She also didn't change her shirt for 3 days. But alright, we'll leave it alone. But anyway, yeah. I was expecting a typical interview. I was not expecting that. And, ladies and gentlemen, man... Oh. Wow. Like those... Okay. You know how y'all seen those two, like, YouTube clips maybe of Undercover Boss? And the CEO of a company would be riding around in the trucks or getting to know a particular individual who's, like, slogging through and making it rough and blah, 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 blah. And one gentleman worked for a delivery company, and he was cutting up the customers and cutting up the employees and cutting up the customers and talking smack about them and stuff. A most recent video that came out was an NFL exec was bad mouthing the people in the stands, bad mouthing the players, and he got caught and he got sacked. He got caught, he got sacked. Yep, he got pinched. It got picked up. He was hurt. He got sacked. And honestly, I hope for this particular gentleman, he gets the sack too. Because honestly, this reflects poorly on this man's company that he founded in 1994 when he got back from Desert Storm. And if you want to cite your company as having integrity and transparency and being professional and being merited and all that, we're getting back to all that. Okay? Back to manners, back to decorum, back to decency, back to all of that. Okay? Because once upon a time, I'm old enough to remember, men pulled out the chair for ladies. Men held open the door for ladies. Men, whatever door, car door, a building door, the front door. Okay? Men carried the packages for the ladies. Okay? Men carried the packages for the ladies. Men did a lot of things for the women. Nowadays, all they do, come in, bring in the groceries, dump them on the floor, and then sit on his butt. So who's putting those away? Oh, well, I got them. Okay. So you're going to leave him laying here on the floor? Well, you can pick him up, and you can pick him up too. Because why should I pick up what you dropped? Well, no. No. Put those groceries away. You brought them in the house. Put them back where you brought them in. Put them where they belong. But you can't. No, I can't. I'll do it when it's my turn. And when it's my turn, I'll do it. Now it's your turn, it's yours. And see, here's the rub and here's the conditioning. Men were conditioned to believe that the women were supposed to do it all. We were supposed to have the babies. We were supposed to cook the food, make the food, grow the food, tend to the food, and all the men had to do, work and come home. Meanwhile, we're supposed to pretend we're an octopus. Okay? washing the dishes, tending to the kids, cooking the food, making sure his shirts are ironed and laundered and nice, put away, dried, etc. Waiting on him, taking care of him the whole bit, and then suddenly he's all now like, well, I mean, if you don't mind taking care of me, then no. I am not your maid, I'm not your slave, I'm not your cook, and I am not your butler. I am your woman. And I mothered your children. But if you expecting somebody to be your footman, oh, yeah, that's out. That's out, bud man. No. And that's what Kathy was talking about. That the men that are running this shit are just that. You've seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street with what's his name in there, DiCaprio. Y'all saw it, and y'all saw the sequel to Wall Street. Okay, y'all saw the original movie by Oliver Stone, Wall Street, and y'all saw The Wolves of Wall Street. Okay, you've seen it. And while all these, fat cat investors and stockbrokers and this and that are rolling in the dough, what about the people that are on the street below? Oh, well, no, we don't know. What about them? And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Your friends over there in D.C. Trafficking in all kinds of vices to turn around and pinch people for the same vices they're floating in. Get them jailed. Now what? Ought to see the Danbury Correctional Facility's book list. Yes, ma'am. Dial soap, Dove soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, halal meals, gefilte fish. And you wonder why my voice sounds like the way it sounds like. Do you see how if you don't see by this point going in time right now, ladies and gentlemen, you never will. Because there's willful, and if you see it and you intentionally turn away, even though you know all that evil is going on behind you, that's why you're going to the other place. Because you made that choice. God can't have people in his heaven like that. No. You don't want to, you looked right at it. Oh. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Yeah, that's real bad. What are we going to do about it? Well, I am going to go that way, and you can stay here and fix this evil if you want to. Me? I'm going back over there. See ya. And people don't want to be like, oh, but I don't want to go to hell. Or try to argue, there is no hell. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. And more than one planet has one. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, there is a hell dimension that's only hell. Only. As in, you're not getting out of there. You go there, that's it. That's it. You go there, end of the road. End of the road. End of the road. And, don't believe me, you don't have to, I don't care. There's labyrinths down there. Or rather, now I'm told there's 11. 11 points of exit from dimension hell. But they change every time. And only God knows where they are. Yep. Only God has, quote, nuclear codes. Oh my goodness, sometimes I just crack me up. But anyway, no, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder. Oh, and by the way, you might want to stop with that thinking of just when you thought it couldn't get any. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. Long time ago, my son kept telling me, Mom, stop saying, now I've seen everything. No, you haven't. No, we haven't. Not yet. Not yet. And when I get a chance to, I'm going to get a hold of Junior. Now, I've seen everything. Oh, Lord Almighty. Yeah. Yeah, we're almost close to the end of the podcast. Trust me. I know. And this was a long one. I got interrupted. I got to write my book. I got interrupted. Of course, I had to keep opening and closing the car door. Room 140 is not here, so I can be as noisy as I want to. And that flapping you hear, I'm fanning myself because I got hit with another hot flash. So, oh, Lord almighty. Ugh. Yeah, so let me finish telling you about Kathy, and then we're going to wrap this up. So, basically, Kathy said to Springer, people topside won't come down there. She's had friends who were she's lost friends for living down there. Okay? She's lost friends for living down there. She went back up topside, got an update. Oh, you got a place? Suddenly they wanted to be back friends with her. Well, now that you got a place, we can be friends. She's like, no, we can't be. And they were like, well, why not? Well, where the fuck were you when I needed you? Well, you didn't really need me down there in that god-awful place, did you? And she finally saw them for who they are. They're only fair weathers. And she's like, you know what? No, we don't need to be friends anymore. We don't need to be friends anymore. Why? Because, quote, god-awful place, where were you when I needed you? I mean, I'm stuck down there for 9 years. Where the fuck were you all 9 years? Suddenly I'm back up here. Oh, hi! How you been? How have I been? I've been 9 years without sunlight. How have you been? You see what I mean? And it's like, how can fellow human beings do this to their fellow human beings? Or put another way, why should Jesus come again? Didn't he already do what he needed to do? Didn't he already prove that by doing what he did on Calvary? On Calvary, not Calvary, I'm sorry. On Calvary, on the Hill of Skulls, Golgotha? Didn't he already do what he did for mankind? Now he got to come down here again and prove what? No, ladies and gentlemen, grow up. Man up, woman up, cowboy up, cowgirl up, drop them store-bought or biological balls and start realizing you are special. You are. Okay? You are not the product of what they've been beating into your head for 50 plus years. You're not that. You belong to the Almighty Jesus Christ, the creator of the cosmos himself. The same Jesus Christ that has a mom and a dad. And if you think about it, who would like to be the mother or the father of the son of? Who wants to be the mother and the father of the creator of the cosmos? Not me. Not I, said this duck. That's why I didn't do it. And those of you out there listening, y'all didn't do it neither. Unless Mary, Mother of Jesus is out there and maybe, hey, Mary, Mother of Jesus, drop me a line. You heard my phone number, 208-713-0686, Ghost Talk, GHOST, HAWKE @gmail.com. I love getting mail. So, yeah. Hit me up, folks. Hit me up, y'all. And Nancy, I think that was her name. No, Kathy, not Nancy. Finally got a place, according to the end of the footage. She got a place, has new friends, completely moved out of New York City. Couldn't blame her for that. And yeah, as I understand, is flourishing. Even though that episode was quite a number of years old ago. I think it was 98, 99, something like that. But it might have been either, I think it was sometime in the 90s, and I think it was 99, if I'm not mistaken. So she had been down there since 1990. Fortunately, now she's out, and I don't know if there's people down there living or, whatever. I'm sure there are. But she's right that when you're topside, you have to live by these stupid rules everybody else put in place, those up the top put in place for you and me and the next door neighbor and all these other hotel guests here and everybody else. But if you know how to work the system, and if you know the right people, you too will never spend a night in the tunnels like Kathy did. Because it's about control. It's as simple as that. How many times, ladies and gentlemen, have you heard, be it the record industry, be it the writing industry, be it Hollywood industry, be it the business industry, if you don't play ball, guess what happens? Well, why the fuck must it be that way? Make me understand that. Make that make sense. And I already answered, and I asked my husband this. I was spitballing ideas about hockey and how many albino males would love to play the game. So you know what I'm going to do? When I get my money and get mine, I'm making a hockey rink. And for anybody with low vision, not just albinos, but anybody with low vision due to an accident, disease, or you're born with albinism, doesn't matter. Open it to everybody. The rink is dark, okay? The rink itself is dark. Dark blue, dark purple, whatever's going to really pick up in black lights, all right? Then, oh good, they're back. Okay, we'll just keep talking about this. Then you make the rink either a dark blue or purple, whatever's going to pick up best in UV light, right? Then you have your hockey puck, bright green, bright pink, bright orange, and change it every quarter. Okay? So you have a bright orange puck, you have a bright pink puck, you have a bright green puck. Okay, and there's 3 periods in the game. So you have zip problem with anybody not seeing it. Okay? The nets on the end zones. End zones, bright yellow. Or if you don't want to do bright pink, okay, bright yellow, bright orange, bright green. How about that? See? Fluorescent yellow, fluorescent orange, fluorescent green. And by the time you go by fluorescent yellow, you go fluorescent orange, fluorescent yellow, and fluorescent green. Or you go fluorescent yellow, fluorescent orange, and fluorescent green. And by that point, you know you're in the 3rd quarter. Okay? You have to make it low vision accessible. And for most people with albinism, our night vision is amazing. Okay? Now, you take those end nets, okay, and you just charge up that game. Why must the ice be bright white? Why? It doesn't have to be bright white. Oh, snow is bright white. I know that. And snow is also dark, too. Because there's no lights out, and it's also purple when you shine a purple light on it. What's your point? And any of you going to be arguing with me about being low vision, for those of you who are not low vision, shut up. Unless you know what life is like from behind someone else's eyes, you have no place or space to talk about how somebody else should see things. Unless you know what it's like to be blind, completely blind, not being able to drive blind, and you need other people to help you out blind for a month, try it. You'll give up in 2 hours. Okay? For those of you who are low vision and are resentful, get over it. Get over it. There's a lot of things in this world to be resentful for. There are a lot of people worse off than you. So you're low vision. You're low vision. Big deal. I'm working with dental work right now of 18 miles of bad road, and you're sitting on a pile of money that I could use to get my mouth fixed. I don't see you sending me over that money, now do you? No. So before you start bitching about how, oh, my life is terrible and how dare God give me this condition. You know what? And bitching about it ain't going to improve it. Now is it? Complaining about it isn't going to fix it. Now is it? No. Good book says do everything without complaining and arguing. Ephesians 4:9. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I don't want to hear this nonsense about the book of the Holy Book was written by man, even though God moved through him. Okay. And God had no hands. How was he supposed to write it? What was God supposed to do? Dumb it down for you? No. You need to sit and think and reflect and go within. Check out you. Eyes on your own paper. And that's what Kathy was basically talking about. That, well, we got them people living down and below, and well, if they can come up with the right money. What you doing tonight, Joe? Nothing much. What you doing tonight, Pete? Okay, let's go ahead and go to the bar. Okay. Them people over there in the underground tunnels, what about them? What about them? Yeah. What about them? What about them? They ain't coming with us. Why not? Well, they're living underground. So? They're humans like you and me. They might be human, but they're not like you and me. You see the conditioning, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see? Do you see? Now, like I said, there are going to be people out there that see this and don't give a shit. And they've made that choice. That is why they have a dimension called hell. Or put another way, don't you think God makes garbage? He makes garbage. So, if people want to choose and have the prerogative to be trash, then they're trash. What are you going to do? Are you going to try to tell somebody they're not garbage? I mean, if they, what I mean is, here's what I mean. Don't get it misunderstood. Here's what I mean. If people are garbage, okay, and they're choosing to be that, why not leave them to it? Why not leave them to it? Who are you to tell them no? Or put another way, who are you to tell them no, not to be garbage? Or put another way, who are you to tell a fire hydrant to stop being a fire hydrant? Okay? Who are you to tell the car, the Mustang, and the horse, the Mustang, to stop being a Mustang? Am I being silly? Yes. Because it's just as silly for you to go and tell people, well, you don't have to be there if you don't want to. What do you mean if they don't want to? What if they have tried everything they could? The individual tried everything he or she could and met with complete resistance at every motherfucking turn. When once upon a stinking time, that never happened. And the movies are there to prove it. So don't give me this hot garbage about, oh, it's always been that way. No, it has not. In your mind, maybe. But in my world, no, it's not. Just like for a certain particular New Mexican brainy smurfette, whom the state doesn't seem to think yet know it's in its existential crisis unless they get a hold of her, seems to believe, I've got the answer to everything. I know it all. Yeah, you're a know-it-all, all right. But that said, ladies and gentlemen, don't start acting like you know better until you've walked a mile in that individual's shoes. Okay? Try walking a mile in Shaquille O'Neal's shoes. Go ahead, I'll wait. Try walking a mile, whatever your shoe size is, somewhere between a size 6 and a size 13. Yeah, his are a size 22, and you can't wear your own shoes to keep his on your feet. That boy is 7'4". Okay, that boy is 7'4" and what? 620? No, not 620. 520. 520. That boy is 7'4" and 520 pounds. You think you're gonna try to tell him no? Now go ahead and walk a mile in his shoes, and then we'll talk back. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all will not put yourself in another individual's place, because heaven forbid the stance you're holding on it could be wrong. Like I said in another parts past them, they got drunk goggles, they got wheelchairs, they got soundproof headphones. You can put on a blackout sleep mask and completely eliminate sunlight coming into your eyes, simulating complete blindness. Okay? Two things not around that real people have to go through. One of which is losing an extremity, but even then they've got prostheses for that. What exactly do they have? They even have those contraptions where you can feel contractions, like women going through labor. Okay? What exactly do they have out there indicate to help you see what it's like to be an albino? Care to guess? Care to hazard a guess? How many exactly of those things? You can simulate being paralyzed, you can simulate being blind, you can simulate being deaf, you can simulate being mute. Shut the hell up for a couple hours. Okay? And you can't talk. What's out there for people with albinism? To simulate albinism. I'll wait. Hear all that silence? First of all, not only is silence beautiful, get in it sometime, but yeah, there is nothing out there to simulate albinism, as far as I know. And being an albino, you think I know. We are now in 2024. There's nothing out there to simulate albinism? Probably is. But see, the powers that had been and the regime media don't want you to know that, because heaven forbid you might find out there's another perspective. Heaven forbid you might find out, oh, wait a minute, let me see this shit from this individual's perspective. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not living like that. Yeah. Heaven forbid you grow. Heaven forbid you learn. Heaven forbid you stop being an infant. Heaven forbid you get out of this arrested development mode everybody is in, and constantly picking at each other and picking on each other and picking at each other. And that is what Springer was basically trying to understand, and Kathy was trying to get him to understand that we as human beings are letting other human beings live underground. Because what? You got to do it by my way or else? Since when is that ever okay? If it's not okay to rape somebody, excuse me, I should edit that out. If it's not okay to SA someone, if it's not okay to ape rape a dog or another human being, then why is it okay when they do it? Oh, because they did it? Why is it all right to steal, to cheat, to lie? But if you did it on your tax forms, guess who's coming to bang down your door? But they do it, it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. You have got to see this. And if you don't want to see it, then there's a message I have from the Almighty for you. You know something? Okay, you made your choice and I'm going to honor it. So people down there, or I'm saying down there in the lack of a better term to put it, people screaming for mercy in hell, they're not getting it. They're not getting it. Why? Didn't you choose? Didn't you choose? And if you come back and they come back with saying, I didn't, then there's no buts. No screaming for mercy. This is what you wanted. And God only gave you, He honored your choice. What of that can't people comprehend? You know what it is that people can't comprehend in that, in my view? They don't want to be held to account. And I'm telling this stupid, I won't call, no. I'm telling this lowbrow, low rent, trifling ass, and she is trifling, okay? Trifling ass, low rent, okay? Brainy Smurfette. I even gave this one credit when this one said a couple years ago, she said during the Nam War, our side was fighting giant spiders. Okay? And by giant spiders, I'm talking about like car sized. I'm talking like SUV sized. I'm talking like gigantic ones like tractor trailer, double tractor trailer, double 18 double wheeler size. I'm talking about like that. I'm talking about like, you're familiar with the Harry Potter movies, y'all, and the how Hagrid, you know, went and fed Aragog and all that other, you know, his pet spider and all that other shit, and how he mourned so in book 6 when the spider died. Okay, so yeah. And the kids were there to be with him during his hour of grief, and the kids were there to help him out, be there for his hour of grief and what have you. And in the book you can see it's all like tear stained and shit, and like, he was crying over it and whatever. And yep, there will never be another Hagrid. Robbie Coltrane, God rest you. You were great, dude. You were great. And you still are. You still are. Anyway, so I gave this woman credit because I heard someone retelling their near-death experience. I heard someone telling his near-death experience, or an NDE. And he said he saw hell with a whole bunch, and he said Jesus lifted him up, and he saw hell from an aerial drone point of view. And he said he saw these gigantic nets, what he thought were nets, like you catch for fish. Jesus told him, no, those are not nets. And because what looked like cross, the way nets look. Then his vision cleared, and the man on the NDE with Jesus, and Jesus was with him, he said he saw many souls scaling walls under the quote nets. They weren't nets. They were gigantic spider webs. And he said he saw one portal that he guesstimated, and Jesus said to him, no, it wasn't incorrect. He figured it was about 500, I heard correctly, 500 miles in every direction, wide. Okay? Depending on where you live, that's a 9-hour trip. Driving. Okay? Depending on where you live, that's a 6 to a 9-hour drive. 6 to a 9-hour drive, or 9 plus if you got to stop for pee breaks and gas. Jesus said, no, not exactly 500 miles wide. And the guy was like, well, 50? This is what 50 miles wide looks like? Jesus looked at him like, you may want to go in the other direction. And he's like, Jesus is like, yeah, that wide. About that. 5,000 miles wide. Not 500, not 50. 5,000, like Pennsylvania 65000. Okay, yeah, you know, I had to slip a joke in there somewhere. But no, yeah, again, it was getting heavy. But yes, 5K wide in every direction. God's like, Jesus is like, yeah. Get your act straight. You don't want to be there. You don't. And this is by one guy who walked through there. Okay? If they're crying out for Jesus to save them, what makes you think you're not? Don't play with God. I'm telling y'all. This is what he's talking about in being nice to your fellow human beings. And this is too long a podcast already to get into more what I want to say. The fact of the matter remains is this. Be kinder to each other. And the only way you are kinder to each other is when you're kinder to yourself. Don't call anybody stupid. Would you call yourself stupid? No. Would you call yourself an idiot? No. Would you call yourself a mook or the C word or a bitch or the N word or, no. No. Now, unless they earned it, then all right, go ahead. But in general, don't do anything to anybody else you yourself wouldn't want to have done to. And a lot of people need to start learning that. Grow up, grow a pair. You are unstoppable. You are beautiful. You are unrepeatable. Okay? You're unbelievable. You are unbelievable. And by unbelievable, in a positive way. You are unrepeatable. You are unstoppable. You are possible. Because you're here. And you're listening to this podcast. And you finally reached near the end of it, for fuck's sake. Ordinarily, I don't do extra long form podcasts. But if you get interrupted as often as I do, sometimes it just can't be helped. And being that I don't have my own studio yet, and I don't have all those other goodies and bells and whistles that everybody else has got, but I don't, and I'm working on it. But if you want to go ahead and help make that happen and contribute, feel free. I'm at PayPal, ghosttalk@gmail.com, GHOSTHAWKE @gmail.com. text 208-713-0686. Okay? Feel free to text me, and if you're going to be an asshole, you're going to get blocked and deleted. It's that simple. I'm not going to change my phone number. I'm not going to do that. Go ahead and dox me. Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to put myself out there. I'm done being scared of you people. I'm done being scared. Y'all got to stop being scared and start letting God be God, for fuck's sake. Okay? And believe me when I say, trust and believe. You know something? When I drop the F-bomb and the word God in the same sentence, you know something? He don't care. He cares about your heart. He cares about your motives. He cares about your intentions. He don't give a whole rip about what comes out your face. He only gives a rip about what comes out your face when you ain't got your heart right. Because when you don't have your heart right, anything's going to come out your face. But when you got your heart right, a lot of good shit is going to come out of you. Okay? Oof. Hot flashes suck. Yes, Lord, they do. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for being part of my little podcast here. I know we finally reached the end. Oh, Lord, this was long. This was a long one. Yeah, look at it. Even the cat would agree with me. Right, Oscar man? Right, Oscar man? Right, Oscar Manzer? You want to come say hello? Come say hello to the audience. Yeah. Hello, man boy. Yeah, little man boy. Y'all should see a video of him. Yeah, he is adorable. Yeah, little Oscar man. Come here, man boy. Come here. And I don't want to squeeze him to get him to meow, but his meow goes meow. Basically like that. Yeah, he sounds like Gary from SpongeBob. Say goodbye to the audience. Say bye-bye, audience. Say bye-bye, audience. Okay, you guys. Yeah, I'm going to get up out of here. Again, ghosttalk@gmail.com. Text me at 208-713-0686. And email ghosttalk@gmail.com. 208-713-0686 is texting. And I love snail mail too. 950 Eisenhower Boulevard, Unit 142, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, US 17111. And with that, I'm going to get up out of here. Oscar wants to go too. Say bye-bye. Say meow. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Guys, you have the very best day. Behave yourselves. If you can't, then do what you can do to name it after me. Okie doke. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Later. Like, share, subscribe. You know how algorithms... try it again. You know how algorithms go. Okie doke. Mwah. Ghost Talk out.